Today we're making a super sandwich collage.
Welcome back, my most amazing artist, Miss Brown here, coming to you from my studio in Brooklyn. And for today's project, we're going to be making something really yummy. We're making super sandwiches. Do you know where the sandwich even started? Well, it started in England in a town called Sandwich, and the man's name was John Montague, and he was the Earl of Sandwich. And in 1762, he was playing a card game, and he needed one hand for his cards and one hand to eat. So he told the chef to make something he could hold in one hand. So he came back with meat in between two pieces of bread, and the sandwich was created. But we think that John Montague, the Earl of Sandwich, had seen in the Mediterranean how they were putting meat in pita breads, and that's where the idea might have come from. So today we're going to be making a really fun and exciting sandwich of your choice. I'm gonna put a list below of all different ingredients, and I'm sure you will add to it and think of all your own fun ingredients. I've put a lot of interesting ones on here, not even some that I would necessarily put on my own sandwich, but just to have a lot of fun with it. You can choose whatever kind of bread you wanna put, whatever toppings, sauces, all of those different things. And we're just gonna have a lot of fun making it out of construction paper and collage. So one of the things that you're gonna need to make sure you have is some colorful construction paper and your markers, glue sticks, scissors. I'll put all of the supplies in the next slide. And I also wanted to mention an artist. One artist who is known for doing lots of food sculptures is actually Klaus Oldenburg, and he was an artist who worked with soft sculpture and also enlarging things many times their size. So I'm gonna put here on the split screen his BLT sandwich, which means bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And it's a really fun sculpture to look at, and I think it's really exciting because when they install that sculpture, they have to look at pictures to see exactly what goes on what level. So they actually had to stack it. It comes in pieces, right? It's not just one sculpture. So when the curators put it into a museum exhibition, they actually have to stack the different parts, the lettuce, the tomato, and the bacon, and also the bread. So I thought you would think that's a really fun one to look at for inspiration for our own super sandwiches. Let's get started.
The supplies you will need for today's project are pencil, scissors, glue stick, markers, colorful construction paper, and an optional white colored pencil. We're ready to start our super sandwich. I've chosen my background color. I'm actually going to pick black because I don't think I'm going to be putting any black in my collage. So I've got my scissors and my colored construction paper ready. And I'm going to start with the bottom layer, which is going to be my bread. So I'm going to choose brown for my bread, but you can choose if you want to color a piece of paper. That's up to you. And because I need a bottom and a top to my type of bread, and you can choose whatever kind of bread you want, if you want a bun, if you want sliced bread, and then you can just cut whatever shape feels good to you. So I think I'm gonna have kind of a bun, and I might even put some sesame seeds on mine. So I folded the paper in half so that I could get two that are the same for a top and a bottom. And I'm gonna keep these scraps because I might use them later on. And I'm noticing that I wanna round this side a little bit more so you can modify it as you're going along. Notice I'm not gluing quite yet. So I wanna make a bunch of things for my sandwich first. One of the main things I love on my sandwiches is cheese. So I'm gonna think about what that layer of cheese is going to look like. Now, some cheeses are white in color, some cheeses are yellow. Cheese can be lots of different colors. So I think I'm gonna make sort of a triangle piece. And I'm gonna cut some circles out of it. Do you have any idea what kind of cheese I might be making? If you fold, you can also cut a circle on the inside. This cheese has lots of holes in it.
What did you say? Did you say Swiss cheese? Yes, this is gonna be my Swiss cheese. So I'm gonna make a couple of cheese slices here so that I have them to put, because my sandwich is going to be so tall, I might need several pieces of cheese. Now you could have different layers on all of it. You could have the same repeating pieces like I'm doing. Totally up to you. The cheese has a very big hole. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Just gonna make some cheese. Okay, so I have some cheese, and then I like also lettuce on mine. So instead of cutting for the lettuce, I'm gonna cut out a general shape, but then I'm actually gonna tear the edges because lettuce has those really rough textured edges. So if I tear the paper, I can sort of make it look more lettucey. And I can have little pieces of lettuce, some big pieces, all different sizes of my lettuce. So I'm gonna have some lettuce in between my cheese layers here. And I still have not glued because remember, I'm still playing and planning. So let's get some more lettuce on there. All right, so far I have cheese and lettuce. Thinking about maybe I want meat on mine. Now you don't have to have meat. You could have other forms of protein on your sandwich. You could have peanut butter as a spread or almond butter or anything like that. And maybe you want to color on top of your brown to make a different color. I think I'm gonna have some bologna. Do you like bologna? Bologna is big, round pieces. I'll stick that behind. I'm cutting out sort of a circle shape for the bologna. Now, if I wanted the bologna, I could make the bologna in another way as well, because it is a side view. Maybe I wanted my bologna in a side view. So you can choose to go whichever way you want with that. Kind of like the way that looks. And maybe I will decorate later after I glue down. I can decorate the edge of my bologna because sometimes bologna has a little bit darker edge. I think I'm going to do another slice of bologna. So there's two ways to do that. You could make them round. You can make them long and narrow to look like the side view of the sandwich. And you might have noticed when you looked at the Klaus Oldenburg picture of his BLT, which is bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich sculpture, he stacks and he has bacon and tomatoes and lettuce and all the different textures of those things. So maybe now I want some more lettuce in between. That's up to me. I can decide. I'm gonna keep working on my stacking. Okay, so I've added some more cheese and some more lettuce, and now I'm ready to create another type of thing to put on my sandwich. I was actually thinking I really like onions on my sandwich. I don't know if you like onions or not, but one of the things that I like is the red onions, which look kind of purpley, and they're very spirally. So I'm gonna start off by making this little smaller piece for myself. And I'm gonna turn it into a circle by cutting the four corners off. And then I'm gonna start making a spiral. And I'm just gonna do that by cutting in and going around and around, around, making this little swirly. Because I want these little curly cues to come off my sandwich. I'm gonna make 2 of those onions, and I'm gonna maybe color on it with some white crayon later to make it look more oniony. I'm just moving my paper, and turning it while I'm cutting to get that spiral. Okay. There, I have a couple of onions. And I also heard somebody say to me that they like to put eggs on their sliced eggs. Have you ever had sliced eggs on your sandwich? So I was thinking make some sliced eggs, but I'm going to use some of my scrap for the yolk because the yolk can be yellow. It can also be kind of an orangey yellow. I'm going to cut out a circle to go in there to make it look like an egg. And it doesn't have to be a sandwich that you want to eat. It can just be a crazy sandwich. So I don't know if I would really want all of these crazy toppings on my sandwich. There's so much paper going on. How about tomatoes? Do you like tomatoes on your sandwich? I think I'm going to make some tomatoes. Okay. And the neat thing about tomatoes, they have those little seeds on the inside. So I think I will probably draw on my tomatoes in a minute here. Let's see, another tomato. Oh my goodness, my sandwich is getting so huge. So I think the other thing I thought would be kind of fun to put on would be some shredded carrots. So if I cut a bunch of strips. So far we've been cutting, we've been tearing. We haven't really folded anything yet. So I think if I take some carrots, if I fold my paper, I can put these little strips on with the folds. Still haven't glued anything. I'm still planning. I'm gonna go ahead and fold these. All right. And I think I'm gonna do some centers for the tomatoes, maybe with my pink paper. Make some circles I can draw the seeds on. And it's nice if you don't know what a vegetable or something looks like, you can always look up a picture. I do that a lot, look up pictures of things. Ooh, my sandwich is getting really filled up here. So I've got carrots and onions and tomatoes and eggs and cheese and salad. And you can think of lots of different things. We're also going to be adding some marker things. So like if you want to put sesame seeds on your bun. I don't happen to like olives, but I was actually thinking it might be kind of neat to have an olive or a pickle. Do you like pickles? Oh, I love pickles on my sandwich. I'm going to put some pickles. I don't have any other shades of green, so I'm going to have to use the same green. Maybe I can draw on these pickles the little seeds with a dark green marker. And then I think for the tippy top, have you ever seen a little olive poking out? Maybe I can make a little stick. Color the little stick should be maybe yellow, I think. And I could have an olive poking out of my sandwich. Okay, I'm gonna get this all glued down and we'll be back here to start decorating. So I went ahead and looked online at a picture of a tomato and I noticed that it's not really a circle in the middle. It actually, I'm gonna move this to the side, it actually kind of goes like this. And these little parts are cut away. So I found it really helpful to look up pictures. And then there was like these little, there's like a little rind around it. So I'm actually gonna use some of the other scrap pink that I had. And I'm gonna make
Make this a little smaller. Make it have like a little edge around it just by layering 2 circles. And then I'm going to put that in the middle. And then I'm going to actually draw with my marker later the seeds. So I'm going to change up the way that I did that. So again, you can look different ways to make it look how you want it to look. Scraps. And use your imagination. I also think that's a lot of fun. And as far as the onion and the pickle go, I think I'm just going to be using my markers once everything is glued down to add the details to the bologna and the pickles and the onions and of course the little olive up here that I'm adding. And I think I'm going to add some seeds to my bread. So I'll get everything glued down and we'll see you back. Okay, so I have finished attaching all of my parts and I'm just gonna go in, make sure things are attached really well. Now some of the parts, like the little onions, I'm having those popping off and that's okay, same with the carrots. I can have some little things a bit loose. Just make sure part of the carrot is glued down. So now I'm gonna grab my markers or crayons or whatever materials I have. I happen to find some other markers that I might use. So now I'm gonna start decorating the bun and the other parts. And I know olives have a little red part, and I was thinking, I mentioned putting some seeds. So I'm just gonna make a few little polka dots to look like a seeded bun. But remember, you can make it bread, you can make it a pita, you can make it whatever type you would like. I also mentioned that I needed some little seeds and a rind of pickles. So I have my 2 pickles, only 2 pickles in this whole sandwich. Kind of make like a little star shape. I also said I wanted to put some seed shapes on the tomatoes. You might have noticed during my time-lapse video that I ended up cutting a couple of my tomatoes because I didn't like the way that they were fitting. So you can totally do that. You can cut things. I'm gonna make some white marks for my onion. So you really can use any materials that you have on hand after your construction paper is done. And if for some reason you didn't have construction paper, you could certainly still collage this, but you can just draw the different fruits, veggies, meats, cheeses, whatever you want to put on, and you can cut out your drawings. So that's another way that you can do this. All right, I'm gonna finish up my onions quick. So I'm feeling like my sandwich is pretty much done, and I have all of the veggies, fruits, meats, cheeses, things that I wanted to put on my sandwich. If you have space and you want to create a plate at the bottom, you certainly could. I don't really have space on my paper. It's super duper full. So I am going to go ahead and the last little finishing touch, I'm just going to make a little bit of seed shape. More seed shape because my marker got a little crazy over here. I'm just gonna make these a little bit more
pronounced. And you could do this if you didn't want to do a sandwich. You could make a burger. You could make a grilled cheese sandwich. You could do so many different things with this. Somebody even told me they like to put French fries in their sandwich. Have you ever heard of that? I think that's kind of fun and neat. But I love how my little onions are popping off, and it's really fun and almost 3D. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I'm excited to see what kind of sandwiches you made. I hope you had a lot of fun making your super sandwich. I can't wait to see what ingredients and what toppings and what sauces you decided to put on your sandwich. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye-bye.